Greetings Operation Expose CPS supporters. It has been quite some time since we released a video on this operation. Therefore we have a lot to discuss. Those of you who follow us across social media have seen it unfold. This movement has truly become global. There are now more countries forming operations against their child protection agencies. This seems to be a very common problem in many nations across the world. We are now asking those groups in other countries to join us in solidarity on the 5th of June to rally against corrupt child protection agencies anywhere. The goals of our protest remain the same as the operation from its beginning. While the fine details may differ from country to country, the main goals are generally the same for each nation. The main of which being that we want a full investigation of every so-called child protection agency by whatever agency is most suitable for each country. We want those who are found to be involved in this prosecuted, not just fired from their jobs. These people need to be in jail. The purpose of the protest is increase public awareness of the issue and to help family civil rights activists network more effectively after the 5th of June. We have launched our own independent investigation against CPS. One of our first moves was to see who was responsible for making sure this sort of thing didn't happen. We learned that these family courts and CPS offices have no other agency overseeing them and have next to no accountability. So we started the operation by flooding the FBI with calls, faxes and emails demanding a nationwide investigation. The Dodge gave us the same response. They simply said it is not the responsibility of their departments. However, there is no other department, so technically is it their job and they are flat out refusing to do it. This is major problem in a system like this, giving them free rein to do whatever they want to do. At this point we will most likely be looking to become highly organized and compile an extremely detailed case to present to the ICC, UN, and Interpol. We have been in contact personally with more families than we can count. We have also begun measures to attempt to have the Safe Families and Adoption Act of 1997 repealed. Our demands for an investigation by the federal government have gone unanswered, but our efforts for legislation change has not. Senator Ron Wyden is now pushing new legislation that would counteract this corrupt bill. A bill that just so happened to be signed into law by Bill Clinton, close friend of billionaire pedophile human trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. Hancock County in Mississippi has launched an investigation against their local DHS office, who have been caught forging documents to use as basis to kidnap children from innocent families. Progress is picking up in many areas. In the United States, we still stand firm in our quest for justice for the murder of Senator Nancy Schaffer. This woman took the fight directly to CPS, and it cost her seat on the Senate. This was not enough to deter Nancy, so it ultimately cost her life. She was murdered in 2010 after claiming to have found connections between human trafficking rings and prominent members of the various agencies involved in foster care. We refuse to let this woman's death be in vain. Nancy, you are living proof that you cannot kill an idea, and I say living proof because you live on through each and every one of us. Which brings us to our next point. CPS has made it perfectly clear that they will not hesitate to use these sort of tactics on people participating in this operation. A few weeks ago, a member of our operation in Oklahoma received a threat to leave our operation and kill us. Otherwise, they will pursue a case to take her infant son. This person, who has been in the operation since the start, has already had a few children taken by DHS in Oklahoma under suspicious circumstances. First of all, this is perfect evidence of just how corrupt this system is. Furthermore, let us be perfectly clear. There is not one person involved in this operation that can you threaten to back down. We also stand united as a collective when we say we will not take this threat lightly. I feel sure that if anyone involved sees this video, they know exactly who the threat was made against. If you attempt to kidnap this child, I assure you, Oklahoma DHS, you will meet a resistance to this type of abduction like you have never seen, or could possibly fathom. Oklahoma Department of Human Services, you specifically can expect us, to the so-called child protection agencies of the world. Your job was to protect children. You have done none of that. This really seems to have gotten out of control in the late 70s, early 80s, and has gotten progressively worse since then. Part of the problem you now face is these kids are growing up, and true to anonymous fashion, they have not forgotten, and there is no forgiving you for what you have done and continue to do. The children in the system and their teams are already reaching out to us for help. They are all rejecting your system and they are pissed. CPS, the gig is up. We will continue to expose you, and piece by piece your child abduction ring will fall. The world is rising up against this system. It is time for some whistleblowers to come forward from within CPS. We will not rest until everyone is behind bars. And like a police investigation, we will ask for leniency in your case if you come forward now to help bring this down quickly. With everything that has unfolded this year, I am quite sure you know your days are numbered. It is time for the people of the world to come together and let their voice be heard. We invite you to join us on the 5th of June in a city near you to let CPS know hands off our kids. CPS, you can expect us, en masse.
We are anonymous. We are Legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.